wherever you are joining us from. Kindly confirm that you can hear me, and of course, you can see my screen. You can tell me on the chat box. You can unmute your mics. Good evening, Adams. You can unmute your mics and say so. This is going to be a very, very interactive session. So please, if you were shy, take off that hat so I don't get to call your names. All right. So I see Adams on the call. I see Christabel. I see Abigail. Nice to have you all on. So am I getting a confirmation that you can hear me and that you can see my screen as well? All right. Thank you very much, Adams. Thank you, Sam, as well. Beautiful. So before I say anything, how many of us on this call, right, have an Instagram or a Facebook account or both of them? Right. So tell me if you have it, say, so if you have an account, say type 1 on the chat box. If you don't have an account, type 2 on the chat box. Or it's okay not to have an account, right? Maybe you don't, have anything you're doing there. So, but just tell me if you have a Facebook and an Instagram account, write 1 on the chat box. And if you don't, write 2 on the chat box. Okay, thank you, Abigail. Abigail has an account. Adams has an account as well. Okay. All right. So if you have an account now, that's good. Now, if you have ever run an ad on either a Facebook or an Instagram before, right? Tell me on the comment section. Let's do something different. Just say type yes. If you've done that before, type yes. If you haven't, type no. So if you've ever run an ad, Instagram, Facebook, okay, Abigail, fantastic. You're in the right place. If you have run an ad before, tell us, say yes. If you haven't, say no. Adams, no. Oh, fantastic. So you both are in the right place. Okay, we're hoping that as the call goes on, the rest people will be a bit more interactive. All right. So today we're looking at what we like to call mastering Meta Business Suite, right? So basically, Meta Business Mastery. For those of you that have never run an ad, you get to learn today and also be a master. I will do my best to also see if I can share a link, probably to an existing video that can expand on what I have shared. It's not my video, of course. It's going to be a video from maybe a creative on the internet. Fingers crossed. All right, so we're going to look at running ads as a freelancer and as a creative entrepreneur. So if you're in this space, you're either one of three, right? You're either a freelancer, you're an entrepreneur, you're a creative. You're saying, no, I'm a career professional. Yeah, you're pretty much entrepreneur because you're selling your services. You're being paid, so it's not free, right? You don't have to have a business to be an entrepreneur. You have to have a business to be a business owner. So that's the difference. All right. Okay, so moving on. Why does meta business matter? Why are we taking our time today? We could be discussing any other thing. Why are we choosing to discuss this? Right? And this is largely because impactful advertising, it's kind of important for solo entrepreneurs, people that are having partnerships, people that are having collaborations across board. It's important. I assume some of you that are on Instagram, right? Because a bit of everybody's on Instagram now. There are people that you just see a post and they say they're invited to collaborate. What that means is that when an ad is even run on that particular post, you both are basically running the ad. Of course, they're not charging both of you, to the best of my knowledge, but you both own the ad at the end of the day because the visibility the content gets, both the host party and the third party gets to benefit from that visibility. All right. So, but why are we advertising in this? Why talking about meta business? Why not LinkedIn ads? Why not Google ads? They're all relevant, yes. But today, why are we doing meta business? Because meta business has 3.96 rather billion active users across Facebook and Instagram. So this gives you, if you're advertising on this platform, it gives you access to a massive global audience across Facebook and Instagram. What that means is that if you're saying I want to have a business that makes me a billionaire and my profit from every product is 1 naira, meaning I want 1 billion people to purchase my product, meaning I want to turn my ad into a lead, the best place to go is meta business, right? Why? Because You have access to Instagrams and Facebook's users, and they're all going to be to your benefit. Now, why does meta business matter again? 90% brand use, right? IG, meaning every single, for example, I have an account on IG, Sam has an account on IG, the Hailerz community has an account on IG, my company Craft and Scale Network has an account on IG, the other company, Sync Accounts, has an account on IG. So we're so many brands. So we use IG. We use Instagram and Facebook as well. High engagement rates for visual content and direct connection. It's why we are going there. You can't compare the insights you have from Instagram to the insights you have from LinkedIn. I said a lot of people may have 1,000 followers on LinkedIn, for example, doesn't equal 1,000 impressions or 1,000 likes on a post. Sometimes it doesn't even equal 100 likes on a post. But for Instagram or Facebook, come on, you have 1,000 followers, I can guarantee that you can get at least decent 30, 40 to 100. Averaged can be more if you have active users, right? Now, what else? There's a 66% purchase intent, meaning people on these platforms are already looking to buy things, buy products, and pay for services. Whereas on some other platforms, no shades to LinkedIn, but people on LinkedIn, everybody wants to talk about how I am happy to announce. How many of you are on LinkedIn and you're tired of hearing I am happy to announce? You get to see that on your feed every now and then. You just get a pop notification from LinkedIn and you're checking, you're seeing somebody posting, I'm happy to announce that I've just gotten the certificate. I'm happy to announce that I've just finished this program. And you're like, come on. Is that like that's everything? Some courses that are so simple, so small, so minute, right? I'm happy to announce that I've just gotten an introduction to business marketing. What was the course? 2 hours course, right? What was the content? Not so tangible, but will they flaunt it? Of course they will. And why wouldn't they? If you were in their shoes, you will flaunt your content. All right. So, but then these spaces have people that actually want to pay for services. They actually want to buy products. So users are more likely to buy products they see advertised on better platforms because of this purchase intent, right? So it's important that I think it's popularly said that if the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. So if you don't even know the purpose of these platforms, of course, you will not even see the reason to be in this call. So everybody here right now actually believe that something can come out of this, right? So I will do my best to run through as fast as possible. So hopefully we can also jump into actually just creating an ad. Let's see how we can achieve that. All right. Would that be nice? It'd be nice to also create an ad on this call. Tell me on the comment section if it's something you're looking forward to. I can say yes, I'm looking forward to creating an ad. So I can be sure that we're not just here to gather knowledge. We like practice. We like practice. It's very important. I see nobody wants us to do an ad because I'm not seeing any comments on the chat room. Okay, so my voice is breaking. Oh, I apologize for that. Is it better now? Can you hear me now? Is it better? All right, I really apologize for that. Okay, so I was asking, do you guys want us to run an ad, right? I missed this call. It may not be like a full ad, right? Just the processes. Something you're looking forward to. All right, fantastic. So we'll do that. So we'll rush the slides, see how we can jump on doing an ad, right? So we can have a hands-on experience. Okay. Now this is a meta ads dashboard at a glance. What you will see are things like ads manager, where campaigns are built, monitored, and optimized. You will see your insights, although that's another segment, but then you definitely see your insights. You see your engagement, you see your likes, your comments, you see your impressions, right? You see them on that. You can manage them on the ads manager, right? You see pages and profiles. For some of you that are going to be maybe social media managers, you may have more than one account on Meta Business. So it's important that they are infused so they're in the same space. It would be absurd to have 10 Meta Business accounts because you're managing 10 social media accounts. All right, so sync them so you manage your brand identity and linked account. As many accounts, you can have one Meta Business account, have 10 Instagram accounts, 20 Facebook accounts. All that matters is that you are actually running ads on these accounts and they're not just there for fancy. Let them not be like furniture to the Meta Business house. All right. There's the audience. Now, this one is very important. There's no ad you want to run without defining your audience. I'd always tell people that I write, because I write as well, that there is no content you want to create that you're not going to take first cognizance of what audience you're writing to. Never ever make the mistake of writing to all your target audience at the same time in one content. So it may not even be that it may not be that you wrote the wrong, you did the wrong ad, right? It may not be that you didn't set it up properly. It may just be that you targeted way too many people, so the conversion rate dropped a whole lot. And it could still be that you targeted the right people on the ad, but the content you created, was targeting so many people. So imagine you have a content for caregivers, right? Not the people that are receiving care, caregivers, and you're putting your age bracket between 65 and 100. Those people are the ones that also need care, not give care, right? And if you're fixing that on your audience here and your content is more appealing to younger people, so they are seeing the content, but the content is there. For example, the ad is going to the wrong people, or vice versa, right? You are doing the ad and you're putting from age maybe 22 to 45 that are caregivers, but the content you're having addresses sicknesses and illnesses of older people, and how they can treat caregivers better. There's a discrepancy. All right, so this is where you're going to create, you're going to save, refine your target groups. You can have one target group you use all the time. You can have multiple. I always recommend multiple if you have more than one target audience. All right, then we have insights. This allows you to analyze performance metrics, because you have to be sure that you're not wasting your time. You're spending good money to run ads. Even if it looks small to some people, it is money nonetheless, and it should not be wasted. It should always be put to good use. So you have to ensure that where you're having your ads done, you monitor them, and you rest assured that you're not spending money on something that is not yielding. Okay, so far so good. Are we getting anything before we move on? Are we getting anything? I don't know who's that. Adams, you may want to mute your mic. I don't see anything. All right, thank you, Abigail. I see you're learning stuff already. Okay, so setting up your first campaign, right? What does it look like? This is an essential 3 layers. Like I said, we're going to run an ad, so you're going to see all this stuff, right? First thing you want to do is the campaign, the goal. Why are you running an ad? Do you want awareness? Do you want people to just know that, oh, Abigail, what do you do? So let's so I can give more examples. So Christabel, Abigail, Adams, tell me on the chat section what you do, so I can use your real life experiences to curate an ad, right? So tell me on the comment section, what do you do? Evidence, welcome. So one response, okay. Abigail is a spoken word artist and a voice. Fantastic. We should hear your voice before this call is over. So the next time I ask a question you want to answer, kindly unmute your mics and speak. All right. Fantastic. So you want to define your objective. Do you want awareness? Do you want people to just know that Abigail is a spoken words artist or a voice? Just want awareness? You define that. Meaning, I feel like you're starting your Instagram page. The first thing you want to do is to create an awareness. You're not jumping to getting traffic, right? That's one. Do you want traffic? Meaning, do you want people coming in? So they have multiple goals under traffic. You have click your website, visit your profile, click, turn it to yield, meaning you want them to click and buy a product. You want them to click and fill a form. So there's a sign up button. You fill all these buttons, right? Now, these are the things. So you want to ensure that if it's awareness means they should come to your profile visits. But then if it's traffic you want, you're thinking DMs. I want more DMs. I want them to fill this forms. If it's conversions, you want more DMs. You want more purchase of products. So you have to define the goal, right? And be realistic. Like I said, you can't just be starting in Instagram and the first you want to do is traffic, or you want to just convert immediately. Nah, you want to be known. Spend a lot more money in awareness, and then you spend a lot less in conversion, because people would have already seen what you do and they're already even paying money. So they're bringing it from the business to go back into ads. Not like you're using everything from scratch. All right. Ad set. So the targeting, you have to set a budget. Right, I don't know the current amount, but we will see that today. What the current amount, the minimum amount you can spend on a day. I think the last time I checked, it was about 1,800 naira. Right, that's in naira. It's going to be relative to your various. Okay, so conversion. Conversion means the let me. I don't want to use a marketing term. So let's give a real life example. let's say Adams on this call is supposed to run an ad for us to have more people click the join the Hailerz community platform. All right. Now, conversion would mean the number of people that actually open that ad in comparison to the number that actually click that ad in comparison to the number that actually join the community. That's conversion. So when you say an ad is converting or you're gearing towards a conversion, it yields. It's not just people should know me. No, it converts. So conversion means like money. It could be money, it could be leads, right? Maybe you want them to sign up to a platform. The number of people that sign up to a platform in comparison to the number of people that actually saw the content is what you have as a conversion rate. For example, your content gets to 1,000 people and 100 people click the link, fill the form, or buy the product, then that particular ad has what? A 10% conversion rate. Does that make sense now? Is that clear? Is that clear enough? I don't know if Sam can hear me because I know he's going to ask the question. So it basically means the ability of your ad to yield. Let's put it that way. To yield. All right. Okay. So like I said, you're going to set budget. Most times ads has a principle. It's not advisable to run an ad for less than 4 days. So meaning you want to start setting your ads 4 days and above. And of course, I told you there's an amount you spend per day. You can't spend less than 1.7 per day. So if you're thinking of running an ad and you're hoping to use 2K, urgent 2K to reach a large audience, that may not work. The scheduling, you want to plan for when the ad is going to start, when the ad is going to expire, right? There's placement. You're thinking, where do I want this ad to be? No, so when you're arranging an ad, there's a way it's going to look like, the content is going to look like. That's what placement really is about. Placement also talks about your location, right? You have to actually define where you want the people that are going to convert, that are going to bring traffic, they're going to bring awareness from, right? And then there's define the audience. So when you have decided where these people are going to come from, so you want people from Nigeria, okay, what kind of people in Nigeria do you want to see your ads? That's when you're defining the audience. Oh, I want people from age this to this. I want people that are in science, fine arts, stuff like that. That's what you do, right? Then the ad itself, this is where you're being creative. You have to craft visual. So the visual means it could be a picture of yourself, it could be an image, it could be a reel. But I'll tell you something, videos go a long way than pictures do. Right? So if you're thinking of running an ad, you've been doing an ad with images, it didn't convert so much, try videos. I can almost guarantee you to do a lot better, than the pictures have done on ads. But mind you, they have a limited amount of seconds. Each video should have to be able to qualify for a boost. They call it boost, right? It used to be 60 minutes, but I think it's 90 minutes now. So you're creating your crafting content, a visual content, a video content, make sure it's within that time frame so that you can make the most of that content. Your copy means your written caption, a caption that converts, meaning a caption that when you read it, oh my God. For example, the title of each session we have here at the Hailerz community looks like a copy. You saw the last session that we had on Saturday last week, work harder, not smarter. 90 seconds, Jesus, my bad. If I said 90 minutes, I'm sorry. 90 seconds. It's not a Nigerian movie. They won't run ads for you that. All right. 90 seconds. All right. Copy means the caption in itself written in a very compelling way, then a call to action. You can have a content, for example, when you define your objectives, right, it influences your call to action. So if awareness, you're going to look at, visit my profile, right? Click the link in my bio. If it's traffic, click the link in my bio, send me a DM. If it's conversion, click the link in my bio, make a purchase, make a use of this discount, coupon, however you want to communicate it. So you see that it's not just running the ads. You have to make sure that your contents are good to go. And then so you're not going to blame the ads when it doesn't convert at the end of the day. So we're going to rush through all this so we can actually have practice run. All right. Targeting that works. Reaching the right people saves you money and drives results. I already mentioned that. I couldn't stress that enough, right? Make sure that there's an alignment between your content, written content, and alignment between the ads, the audience you are putting on the ad, right? Custom audience. Target people who have already engaged with your website, your email, your video viewers before, people that you know that have come into your space before. So, for example, when you have your Meta platform, you can check the demography of people that view your stuff. Guys, even on your Instagram, you can go there, check an insight of your most recent posts. You will see some of them from Lagos, from Abuja. This was without ads, right? So when you want to run ads, you're considering, oh, my regular posts hit more people in Lagos than they do in Abuja, or hits more people in Kenya than they do in South Africa, or hits more people in Ghana than they do in Zimbabwe. So when you want to run an ad, you have to think towards the regions where you have the most engagement, right, at first, so you can leverage, because the fact that they came organically means that you can get more, from them with your ads. Look-alike audiences, find new users who share similar characteristics with your best existing customers. How do you do that? I made mention that there's something called like a placement. I'm sorry, not placement, the audience, right? Placement means location, audience means specificity. So you see on ads, you can, if your ad is, for example, tailored towards tech, you can list that you want only people that are having IT backgrounds to see your content. Yes, it's very possible. And this will only work when people have their own Instagram or their Facebook optimized, meaning they used their bio to say something about what they do. So when your ads are going, your ads will be targeting people that have IT on their bios or IT on their content, right? So it will bring it to them. It won't take it to a medical doctor because you didn't state them. Interest targeting, define users by their demographics. That's another thing I talked about, the age. You want gender as well. You can't be having maybe a program on equality for women and your target audience are men, and not just men in their 60s, meaning they're traditional people, and very many of them may not agree with equality right now. So you're going to have good content, but your ad would never convert because you have wrong targets. Look interest. So beyond just putting them into departments, interest has to do with, they break down IT. Okay, there's IT now. What part of IT? Or there's tech. What part of tech? Do you want quantum analysts? Do you want data scientists? Do you want data analysts? Do you want software developers? You can break it down there, right? And then there are behaviors, which is actually used. People don't really use that all the time, right? But these are the things that really go into standard ad, right? So a creative that converts. Who is a creative that convert, or what makes a creative convert? Best practices, visual and videos, right? I made mention that you have to make sure that your videos meet a particular standard, the number of seconds, the timing, but more importantly, use high quality videos, eye-catching imagery. So we have a lot of things open to us these days. I think there's an AI platform called I'm trying to remember the name, but it has something, banana something, right? You can create videos from scratch there. If you don't have the resources to go and have your own self-recorded, do a video, you can plug into that, right? But make sure the quality is top notch. Use movements. I made mention of that. More videos, less images for ads. More videos, less images for ads. More videos. Can we do that in the comment section? More videos, less images for ads. More videos, less images for ads. So we put that on the comments so we know that it's ingrained in our brains that we're all thinking the same way. All right, less images, more videos. And then mobile first aspect ratios, meaning how the camera is positioned matters a lot. Thank you, Abigail. More videos, less images for ads. How your camera is positioned. Of course, you know that Instagram has a particular size now. It's a 1080 by 1, I think 1080 by 1035 or 1135. I can't remember, but it was a 1080 by 1080 before. So if you're not aware of this, right, it will affect what you're doing. So you have to make sure that you have the right ratio for your videos, and if you're using images, for your images. Show results, meaning your content should show results, not don't come and tell us that you sell hair. Tell us about people that bought hair from your vendor, from you as a vendor, and didn't regret it, right? Show us if you're using a product that has hair growth. Don't tell us that your product has these contents inside. No, we don't want that. Tell us people that have used your product. If possible, use someone that has used your product for hair growth and their hair has come back, right? Copy and CTA. I may mention on the copy is not just a caption, it's a caption that converts, meaning it's a caption that is you resonate with, you can relate to it. So what makes that difference? You hook the reader with your first sentence, right? Let me see if I can give an example with what we're having here. Imagine you're in your primary school or secondary school group chat right now, and there's someone that used to be labeled as a tomboy. Hmm? And then you guys just got out of school, and then you come and see, maybe his name is Cecilia. You are seeing Cecilia's wedding invitation as the beginning of a text. You will click read more because you're like, what, Cecilia, tomboy, how, where, you will think that that's not even possible, right? But those are the kind of things, right? So in your content, and I believe you know that the way Instagram and most platforms work these days, you have like some certain content that you can see before you click the read more to read the remaining part of it. So make sure that that very first part that they can see is eye grabbing. All right. Focus on the benefit, not the feature. I already made mention of that. Don't tell us the content of your product. Don't tell us the content of your service. Tell us how it benefits us. For example, my friend came back home yesterday because I was in his house to watch a football match, and he came back and he bought fruits. And before he put the fruits on the table, he just said, "Guy, I just found out that there's so many benefits in pawpaw. If I was not interested in pawpaw, I'm already hooked." And I was hooked. I was so hooked because I don't think he took more than two of that pawpaw. I took the rest. Let's not talk about it. All right. So, but then benefits, not the features. Right? Keep it concise for the primary text. Make sure that your caption is not too long. You can't have a wonderful video, for example, and have a long caption. Come on, it's not a marriage vow. Marriage vow is being kept short these days, so you don't even bother the person to say no, on the aisle, right? So keep it concise, and you should focus on what you want to sell at that point in time. Make it clear, single call to action. Don't have multiple things. Don't say visit my website and click the link in bio. One, if you send a DM, send a DM. If you send an email, send an email. If you click link in bio, click it. Make sure that it's one place. Don't send them a message. Imagine someone sending you on an errand. Stressful, right? Someone that's not giving you anything. You're even going to spend your money for the errand. So think about it. Make sure that it's not a stress to the people in your audience. All right. So we're going to run through this interactive session, right? So we're going to do this. I want you to design your mock idea. So while you're doing this, I'm trying to set up the meta ad platform, right? Think of your audience. Who do you want to talk to? For example, Abigail has told us that she's a voiceover artist, right? Tell us who your audience are. That's one. Then, create a hook. For example, just tell me one thing that you would say about what you do that will get anybody's attention, right? And so let's see, we can. So the first person to do that will use your content to create the ad. Of course, the ad will not run because it's not your platform, it's my own platform, and I cannot be writing about something that I'm not doing. All right. So while you're at that, so it's going to take 5 minutes. Please, everybody has to have a response. Tell us your audience. Tell us what you do, your audience, and then a creative hook. One thing that you think that when your audience sees that headline, they are gone, right? And then what's your offer? Why would they want to work with you as a voiceover artist different from other artists that they have met? What makes you different? Is it the content that you give? Do you not stop at voiceovers? Do you move to actually doing an explainer video for something else? Just tell me what your offer is going to look like, all right? For every single person on the call while I set up the Meta Business platform. I think we may have to create a brand new account. So let me see if I can start sharing this screen instead, right? Okay. Yes, 5 minutes. 5 minutes max. To tell us, your target audience. First of all, what you do, of course, so it to make sense when we see the target audience, and give us a wonderful hook, right? If you want to create a very short caption, fantastic. Please, everyone, try to give us a response.
So what was the question?
Oh, okay, yeah. So I want everyone to tell us on the comment section, right, what they do and what their target audience is. And I explained a bit of what a creative hook is. So try your hands, right? Give us a hook. Tell us one headline that if I see, I'll be very interested in the product that you are selling. And if you can go as far as making me an offer, why not? We're going to use this content to create an ad. Did you get that? Keep it as brief as possible. Don't think too much. Don't think too hard on it, right? Whatever you do works. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share my screen now to the Meta Business platform. So we're gonna spend like 7 minutes there, Mark, so you can come back and finish up the remaining of the slides. All right. Like I said, we can't cover everything in this call, but we can cover the most important things. Okay. So I already see Zana's Couture, fashion brand for a refined woman. Fantastic. Creative hook, sculpting silhouettes, crafting stories. Okay. Okay. That's nice. That's nice. We are Hailerz, a global community of talent. Cook, learn, share, and challenge yourself. Love that. Love that. All right. So let me stop sharing this screen and start sharing the other screen where we can see the ads. Okay. Okay. All right. Kindly confirm that you can see the screen that has like an ad interface, like a Facebook interface. You may want to speak because right now I can't see the screen. Okay, they say a thumbs up. The way I'm sharing it, I have to be moving in between the slides to do that. Okay, so everyone, please, I'd like for you to use your microphones now whenever I ask a question because I can't see your thumbs up or your confirmations. All right. Okay, I think I can't see it now. It's minimized. Let's see how that works. Okay, so remember what I made mention about the ads manager. This is where your content is. Can you see the ads manager where my cursor is on? Can you see the ads manager where the cursor is on, where I'm like moving round and round? Then towards my left of the screen, is there a confirmation that I did not see? All right, so I'll just move in for sake of time. So this is the ad manager. We're coming to the ads manager. We have account overview, ads reporting. I talked about insights initially. This is where you get to see those things. Your campaigns, these are the ads that you're running, right? You check existing ads, old ads, currently running ads, and from there you can actually just build another ad. You have account overview. Let's see if we can just check that out. So we see a bit of these things. Creating an account, you have to have a Facebook account or an Instagram account. Once you have either of them, you can open a Meta business account. All right. And if you have a business account on Facebook or Instagram already, it's even an easier process. All right. I apologize for the slow network. Okay, so we have no ads currently. Let's go back. Okay, so let's create an ad, right? This is the main thing. Let's create an ad. Let's see how that will look like for us. So remember what I said? For you to, before you start ads, you have to define a couple of things, right? And this is the very first thing. Choose a goal. Remember? Do you remember choosing a goal? So what do you want to do? Do you want to get started with automated ads? Do you want to get more messages? So we're going to take responses. The first person that gives me a response on what we should do is what we will do. But I just recommend we just boost the content. Right? The other ones may stress us a bit. Right? Either boost the content, Instagram content, or boost the Facebook content. Let's just move ahead to say boost and Instagram content. All right. So that's like running an ad. Okay. So we see that this is the most recent post that they have. This was on October 1st. It's a video. Let's hope that the video is, I don't want us to have to find that the video is not up, is more than 90 seconds. So let's just try that of, a regular post. So let's click on boost. Of course, you ought to have had content in the account. You can't still create content here. Yes, there's another thing you can do here. You can create the content from scratch just for an ad. And it will only be an ad. It will never be on your profile, right? When somebody clicks it, you take them to your profile, but they will never really find that particular content in your profile because it was not on your feed in the first place. So that's another thing. Maybe you have a content you feel like, I don't want this to stay on my page forever, right? I will just run an ad specially, and that's all. Okay, so now we're looking at the ad interface. Kindly confirm that you can see the ad interface. A thumbs up would suffice. Can you mute your mic and say so? Let's refrain from the comment section. Thank you very much, Sam, for the thumbs up. All right, thank you, Abigail. Okay, so now what do we want? The goal. You can change it from this button. You're changing it. So we don't want profile visits. What do we want? We want traffic, right? We want messages, we want engagement. You have to pick one. You want more website visitors. Let's just leave it at more profile visits for now. You save it. Then this is what we call advantage for a creative. I recommend you always leave this toggle on. What it does is that it leverages Instagram's data for you, right? And automatically delivers different creative variations of people that will definitely like your content. So it's just their way of just playing support for every creative. Keep it on, right? Don't have pride. Don't think that your what's the word? Your fan base are more than enough. This is like an added bonus. All right. And so what is the button that you want them to click? Right. I'm sure you can see from this other side of the screen that 1 minute. You can see a view profile by this side. So when anybody sees this ad, what they can click, their call to action, for example, right, is visit the Instagram profile. And it can be anything you want. Not it can be anything, but it cannot be everything you want. Right. Now, for example, okay, for now it's just visit profile because of what we chose. So what you choose here influences your goal, influences your button. If we say something different, so let's check it out. Let's say we want to get more engagement, right? Let's see what that will look like for us. So the button, we can see no button. So you have to create that button. Okay. So although that's a new feature, you can see the new feature attached to it. So let's look at get more messages. This is sales. Or let's get more website visitors. Let's see what that looks like for us. Aha, so you see there's a button now. It's a learn more, shop now, book now. How many of you have seen an ad before? You just see shop now by the side, right? Or you see book now. This is how you set it up, right? It's that simple. So you choose that. Of course, you want to put the URL that when they click, it will take them to. So you fix it in here. All right. And so beyond that, like I said, special category, you have to make sure that your ad meets the rules and regulations. For example, if your ads are about financial products, employment, housing, you have to tick this, especially politics. They are so big on politics. If your ads on politics, make sure you toggle this and they'll tell you what next to do. If not, they'll either ban your ad midway or they'll just close down your account. I mean your ad account, not your actual account. Right? Now, who should see these ads? Automatic means Instagram targets people that you are for your followers. Meaning, remember what I said, people that are already on your page, right? It's automatic. But then you can create. So let's create a new one. This is going to be the interesting part of it. So what are we going to label this? Let's label this. We have Abigail. So we're going to make a blend. We have Abigail's couture. No, Blessing says Blessing has a couture. I hope I spelled it correctly. So let's do it like that. Let's just call it that for now, right? So we can have a blend of everybody. Then gender. Do you want all? Do you want male or female? Let's say female, since we have both Abigail and Blessing, right? Then the age, what's age? From 18 is the lower, is the highest, lowest age rather. So you can start increasing it. Oh, I don't want 18, please. I don't have money, cannot afford it. I want from 28. And oh, this age, 65 people, they may be telling me that they're not civil servants, they cannot afford it. So let's make them, I'm just giving an example. All right. So let's do 28 to 50. Location, where do you want them? Nigeria, you fix it in. Detailed targeting. Now, what this does is for you to browse and tell us what kind of people do you want? Do you want people to be educational, financial, life events, parents, relationships? What interests? The business people? Do you want people in food and drinks? So you basically have to, spell your ads. They don't look at the behavior of the users. Are they the people, are they the type that are usually online buying things, or are they just pressing their phone, or are they have Instagram classify them as consumers because they always buy things? Are they people that like celebrating anniversary? You check it, it goes that deep, and there's more where that came from, right? So you do that. You said that, so we're gonna just confirm for now. So I've already labeled that, giving it a name, right? Then you move on to the date and time. So you pick it. Remember what I said? Let's see. This is 7 days currently. If you reduce this to like 4 days, you say ads that run for at least 4 days tend to get better results. So if you go less than, you can do 3 days, but it's not advisable. Sometimes you may not even pull through. So we say anything from 4 and above, right? We pick the date where to start here. We pick the time, and if you don't want the ad to end, you want it to run continuously rather. This is where you toggle. All right. And so, for example, we want 4 days, and they said the budget for each day, I told you guys, was 1,000 something. So, correct, 1,492. And maybe you said your money is long. You want this ad to yield so much. Just coming to Instagram, you want to take the world by storm. You want to increase the amount. This way, you increase it. Well, I want to spend 2,800 per day. Now, you will check the conversion. So you can see that at the right side of my screen here. When it was, let's look at this. When it was 1,400 naira per day, total budget for the 4 days was this, right? What was the conversion? It showed us that only like 16 to 48 clicks, and then maybe 880 people to 2.5 thousand people would be reached. But look at what happens when we increase the daily budget to like, this 3,000 naira per day. We are now looking at almost 33 to 96 people clicking this link. And then the all people that their accounts get reached like this increases, right? Now, guess what? When you increase the number of days, it increases too. So this was 4 days. Let's make it 7 days. Let's see what it does for us, right? You're spending 21,000 naira. January is supposed to increase. I think it's a network lead. It's supposed to increase naturally, right? And so it goes on and on like that. When you're done, you just move to payment. Of course, this account is very rich right now. I have like $9.8 million. Nobody should bill me, right? So we can't run an ad with this account right now because the people that are in charge of financial crime will just come to my house and say you're spending $9.8 million in an ad. That's crazy, right? So we're not going to do that. So you want to pick like the amount, how you're going to fund it. How do you want to fund it, right? Payment method, usually card payment, but I recommend, so there's a payment that Nigerians mostly use because some cards don't work for dollar payment. So you want to check what payment method, right? What payment method you're using, right? So you add funds pretty much. So you're gonna pick the amount, of course, because the ad we're trying to run is costing this amount of money. That's why you're seeing it there. So you pick if you want to use the MasterCard, pay, but this is where it gets tricky, right? You can pay bank transfer USSD if you're using a Nigerian account faster. But if you want to use international payments, right, you have to use this. All right. then you have to pick the cards. Thank God my card details are not showing. I was saying the I trust you guys. None of you are like that on this platform. You guys are very good people. All right, so yes, pretty much that's really the interface so far. Like I said, we can't share everything on this call. So hopefully after the call, you guys can jump on it. So when you're done with everything, you just come and hit the publish button and you have your ad running. I'm supposed to be seeing a round of applause on the like a reaction right now. Thank you, Abigail. The rest of you have pride. I've seen it. Thank you, Blessing. All right. Thank you, Fine. So I'll just go back quickly to the slide because I have just 10 minutes and then we'll take questions and we are done for today. Okay. So let's go back to sharing. All right. So I'm sorry to everyone that I know you shared your content. We're going to use your content, but I looked at the time frame. It was going to be too short for us to actually achieve that. All right. So but now you already have you've done something for yourself. So you can all go to your Meta Business account and start, creating your own ads. Easy peasy. If you have any questions, you can always send me a DM on Instagram or any other platform. I'll be more than happy to help to the best of my knowledge. And when my knowledge fails, I will send you a video from YouTube. That always works. Okay, so yes, we're done with this. Budgeting and ad spend, we've already looked at this mostly. We saw the daily budget, right? How it was 1,492. So you make sure that you're spreading it on a good number of days that's going to be effective. All right, there's a lifetime budget. So you can make sure that every time someone runs an ads on your account, for example, if you're not the one doing the ad yourself, you want to have a lifetime budget so people don't overspend with your card, right? You already have an amount you're spending for a lifetime on that platform, and then it runs like that. So it's 5K per ad or it's 20K per ad, depending on what you want to do. Tracking results, like I said, it's not important if you don't have a way to check that this thing actually works, right? How do you know it converts? So there's a click-through rate, that's CTR. It measures how well your creative, that's your ad, is stopping people. How many people are actually stopping, looking at your ad? How many seconds are they spending? You check that. Conversions, like Sam asks, it measures the success of your page. For example, if you said you want them to click links, you said you want them to buy products, the number of people that buy the products comparison to the number that actually saw the ad is your conversion. Cost per result, meaning the money you're spending to run the ad in comparison to what you are gaining back when people actually take initiative of what you have done. So this measures efficiency. Is the result worth the cost? If you're spending 20,000 naira for an ad and you're selling products not up to 20,000 naira, at the end of the day, it's a waste. You're spending 20,000 naira and you're making 100,000 naira, 20,000 naira, then that's a good cost per result. So action plan, even as we wrap up, right? The very first thing you want to do is set up. After this call, I'd encourage you all to set up a Meta Business account. Even if you're not running an ad immediately, before their laws change, because the laws can just change now and then. It takes a harder process for you to get that. So you want to get that now. You want to test it, just like what we did. We didn't run an ad, we just tested, right? And of course, if you don't have money in your account, you can publish an ad and it's not go. We have tested it. Then optimize. Of course, for you to get to the level of optimization, you have tested with money, meaning you've run an ad and you saw the results, and then you're checking, oh, the reason why this didn't go through, my content did not align with the demographic I put, oh, I used the wrong call to action, or the button that I have there, yada 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 yada, yada, and then you decide what to do best going forward. You can never get it, perfectly on your first try, and there's never really a guru in marketing or running ads that just started. They became better. All right. So on this note, I'm going to end the slides, open the remaining 5 minutes for questions, and then we call it a day. So far, so good. Tell me on the comment section if you picked anything, you learned something, something stood out for you. Just tell us. You know that popular saying that if you don't ask a question, it means the person was so good at what he or she did. If you're not asking questions, that means I was so good at this class. So please ask questions. All right. Oh, I'm seeing very wonderful things here. So Abigail says, "Who am I?" I love that. Who I am, right? I'm a voiceover artist, and at TWV World Meets Elegance. Ooh, target audience. I'm just reading this while you guys are getting us your questions, right? telecom companies, creative hook, meet the writing vocalist. Okay, I see you. Where the power of words meets the magic of voice. Amazing. Abigail says boost and IG content, or we can be no. Because I told you I have $9.8 million, not mean you should be me. Please, please, please. Let's not do that here. We came to learn, not to do giveaway. Sorry, I'm just responding to it because I couldn't see the chat box all through the practical session. Can we do this even if our accounts aren't monetized? Yes and no. You can get to those processes, but you can't really publish an ad without money. Although there's what they call ad credit. For a fresh account, if you open a new account right now and a Meta business, you can run an ad, but they'll cut it short because you're using ad credit to start. I don't know if that is still a policy, but it was when Meta business first started. Once you have a fresh account, you can run your ad and then they will stop it midway because you have to put money. The credit will have expired. And you can actually apply for ad credit. The way Google ads have credit, Meta business have ads credit. You can explain to them how maybe you're starting your business from scratch and you don't have the resources to meet the audience. You can show them how much you have used your own money to do some certain things and tell them how the ads going to impact you, and then they can help you the best way possible. So yes, you can if you not fund your account, but you have to get an ad credit. Thank you for that question. It's a very good question. Any other question? Okay, tell us on the comment section what you're going. You're welcome. What you're going to do immediately after this session. Are you going to create an account? Would you want to get a video online? I promise to share a video, but I don't know that that will be possible right now because I wanted to filter the ones I have to make sure that they are good quality. You're not watching maybe an Indian guy not speaking English to teach you ads, right? So, or a Chinese guy, no shades to them, but you know. So please tell me. You can unmute your mic, so please. Okay, this is not really related to Meta business thingy, but go ahead, Abigail. Let's hear the question. Since nobody wants to ask you, they are trying to assimilate everything. It's just so much for them. Right, let's give them the time. So ask your question. We have 3 minutes to go. Does the time for posting affect your reach? Yes, it does. It does. So there's a feature called I don't know that Meta Business has it, but I think you could get it. It kind of tells you the perfect time when your ads make the most. It's part of the insight. When you check your insight, I think it should be there, right? They will tell you the best time to run your ads. Even when you make posts on Instagram or Facebook, there's a way you can check to see the best time of the day to make your post. So they tell you the time where people actually check your post the most. Same thing for ads. So yes, there's an effective time. But the truth is, because ads run throughout the day, right? It's a bit limiting for them to tell you a specific time, meaning they're saying in 24 hours, only 9 o'clock to 9 a.m. to like 11 a.m. your ads do better. So why are you paying for the entire day? So I can't guarantee that they will tell you so much, but I believe they have that feature, but I can't guarantee that they tell you so much about what particular time to run the ad. But if it's posting, of course, they will tell you that, oh, this time is good, this time no, try and avoid it. Does that answer your question, Abigail? All right, fantastic. Okay, so in the absence of any other question, this is us done for today. All right, like I said, this is just like a crash course. This cannot be everything that you have. You want to go online and get like recordings that would assist you on starting. But I encourage you to start today. Get an account today. If that's the only thing you do today, get an account today. You can get a video. They're going to be following you from tomorrow and then build from there. All right. So before everybody goes, you'd unmute your mic and say bye, so I can be sure I was not talking to AI note takers alone. All right. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So please speak.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh,
Bye.
thank you. Thank you so much for your time. I really
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. You're welcome.
Okay. Good night.
All right. All right. Good night. Good night, Abigail. Good night,
Thank you very
everyone.
much.
You're welcome, Ifeanyi.
Have
Bye.
a nice rest.
Likewise.